My grandfather, whom I never met, was a mechanic. When I was a kid, I was addicted to lawnmowers. Anytime anybody in the neighborhood was cutting grass, I was going running over there trying to hitch a ride on their lawnmower and be the kid in the seat. But
Huh.
yeah, it just started there. I got
What happens when a fiercely private YouTuber becomes worth over $1 million? Matt Stetar from Diesel Creek just turned 32, and the machinery restoration king has finally broken his silence on the speculations that have been swirling around his channel for years. The man who built his entire brand on anonymity has just revealed truths that will shock his 800,000 subscribers. Matt built his entire brand on being the mysterious mechanic from Western Pennsylvania who never shared personal details. He was paranoid about protecting his privacy, constantly worried about the risks to himself and his loved ones. In interviews and podcasts, he'd carefully dodge questions about his location, his real name, and his background. This wasn't just typical YouTuber caution. Matt was genuinely concerned that revealing too much could put his family in danger. But fans became online detectives, and their investigative skills were relentless. They combed through public records, analyzed background details in his videos, and cross-referenced social media accounts. Slowly but surely, they pieced together his identity. They discovered his real name was Matt Stetar, tracked down his exact address in Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, and even uncovered details about his October 2021 wedding to Eva Simone. They found his wife's LinkedIn profile, her work history, and her social media presence. The irony was crushing. The harder Matt tried to maintain his privacy, the more determined his audience became to uncover the truth. His mystery persona actually made him more interesting to viewers who love solving puzzles. Every careful edit, every avoided detail, every strategic camera angle became a clue for his amateur detective fanbase. The man who tried so hard to stay anonymous couldn't escape the internet's investigative power, and his attempts at secrecy only fueled more speculation about what he was hiding. The transformation started during COVID, when Matt got laid off from his machine shop job. What seemed like a career disaster became the best thing that ever happened to him financially. He was already documenting his heavy equipment projects as a hobby, mainly filming himself working on old machinery to justify the costs of his restoration projects. The videos were simple, authentic, and showed real mechanical problem solving without flashy editing or manufactured drama. The pandemic created massive demand for DIY content as people stuck at home craved authentic educational entertainment. Matt's restoration work struck gold with viewers hungry for real skills and genuine craftsmanship. His subscriber count exploded from a few thousand to nearly 800,000, and his annual earnings jumped from pocket change to an estimated $200,000 per year through ad revenue, brand sponsorships, merchandise sales, and affiliate marketing deals. What made Matt's success even more remarkable was his honesty about monetization. He openly admitted in interviews that he only started making money from YouTube to justify his equipment addiction and video production costs. He wasn't trying to get rich, he was trying to fund his passion projects. But the algorithm loved his authentic approach, and viewers responded to content that felt genuine rather than manufactured for views. The pandemic timing was perfect, turning his hobby documentation into a full-time career that generated serious wealth while he did exactly what he loved doing anyway. Eva's background raised eyebrows among Matt's most dedicated fans who noticed some interesting coincidences. She worked as a promotions intern at Hilltop Animal Hospital in 2017, where a veterinarian named Dr. Reagan Stetar was registered as the owner. The shared last name sparked wild theories among viewers about family connections and whether their relationship was more calculated than the romantic story they presented to the public. Matt and Eva attended the same community college in their small Pennsylvania town, which explained how they met, but the coincidental business connection had viewers questioning if there was more to their love story. Some fans speculated that Eva was related to Dr. Stetar. Others wondered if the veterinary connection was how Matt funded his early equipment purchases, and conspiracy theorists suggested the entire relationship was a business arrangement designed to help Matt's channel grow. The speculation intensified when fans discovered that Eva listed herself as a video creator on her social media profiles, suggesting she was actively involved in Matt's content production from early in their relationship. Her LinkedIn showed experience in account management and content creation, skills that would be incredibly valuable for a growing YouTube channel. Their October 2021 wedding happened right as Matt's channel was exploding in popularity, leading to more questions about timing and motivation. But the truth was probably much simpler than the theories. Two people from the same small town, with shared interests in content creation and outdoor activities, found each other and built a partnership that worked both personally and professionally. Still, The coincidences were enough to keep the rumor mill churning. Matt shocked everyone by purchasing an abandoned church with plans to convert it into rental apartments. This wasn't just another restoration project for content, it was a serious real estate investment that demonstrated his growing wealth and sophisticated business thinking. The church renovation became a content goldmine, generating millions of views as viewers watched him assess the building's potential and clear mountains of accumulated garbage from decades of abandonment. The property purchase revealed Matt's strategy of combining content creation with real business investments. Every step of the church renovation process became video content, meaning his real estate investment was simultaneously generating YouTube revenue. He was documenting his property development journey while the restoration work itself was creating valuable rental income potential. The church represented serious money. Both the purchase price and the renovation costs were substantial investments that most YouTubers couldn't afford. What made the church purchase even more strategic was its location. Buying property in his established area meant Matt could easily film the renovation process while building local real estate assets. The project also demonstrated his construction and project management skills to a broader audience, potentially opening doors to commercial restoration contracts and construction consulting opportunities. The church gamble paid off in multiple ways. The content performed incredibly well, the property value increased through his restoration work, and the potential rental income created another revenue stream. Matt wasn't just buying a building, he was investing in a multifaceted business opportunity that combined his mechanical skills, his content creation abilities, and his growing understanding of real estate markets. The abandoned church became a symbol of Matt's evolution from hobby mechanic to serious business owner. The confusion around Matt's actual net worth became a hot topic of debate among fans and financial websites. Different sources reported wildly different figures, from a conservative $300,000 to an eye-popping $1.6 million. The massive discrepancy wasn't just poor reporting or conflicting methodologies. Matt's wealth was genuinely difficult to calculate because so much of it was tied up in hard-to-value assets that don't appear in typical YouTube earnings estimates. Matt owns an enormous collection of heavy equipment, trucks and machinery that represents serious wealth for someone who knows how to buy, restore and flip industrial assets. His bolt collection alone contains over 20,000 pieces, and he's constantly purchasing abandoned equipment from auctions at rock-bottom prices. These assets don't show up in standard influencer net worth calculations, but they could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to the right buyers. His property investments added another layer of complexity to net worth calculations. The abandoned church purchase, his homestead property, and his equipment storage facilities represented significant real estate assets that appreciated independently of his YouTube success. Matt was building wealth through multiple channels simultaneously: content creation, equipment flipping, property development, and merchandise sales. The net worth confusion actually worked in Matt's favor by keeping his true financial situation somewhat private. While everyone debated whether he was worth $300,000 or $1.6 million, he was quietly building a diversified asset portfolio that could generate income long after his YouTube fame faded. His wealth wasn't just in bank accounts or stock portfolios, it was in tangible assets he could touch, repair, and improve with his own hands, making it more secure and personally satisfying than purely financial investments. At 32, Matt made a revelation that explained a lot about his behavior and success. He diagnosed himself with ADHD, which shed new light on his obsessive collecting habits, his ability to hyperfocus on complex restoration projects for hours at a time, and his somewhat chaotic but incredibly productive approach to content creation. The self-diagnosis wasn't just personal insight, it was his way of helping fans understand why he operated differently from other YouTubers. His ADHD explained his workshop organization system that looked like controlled chaos to outsiders, but made perfect sense to him. The thousands of bolts, the multiple ongoing projects, the tendency to start new restorations before finishing old ones, all of these behaviors suddenly made sense through a neurodivergent lens. Matt's brain worked differently, and instead of seeing it as a limitation, he'd learned to leverage it as his superpower in the mechanical world. The ADHD revelation also explained his content creation style. While other YouTubers carefully scripted their videos and followed rigid posting schedules, Matt's approach was more organic and responsive to his interests and energy levels. He'd dive deep into projects that captured his attention, producing incredibly detailed content that revealed his hyperfocus abilities. When he was interested in a restoration project, he could work on it obsessively until completion. Matt's openness about his self-diagnosis helped destigmatize neurodivergent traits in the blue-collar YouTube community. He showed that different brain wiring could be an advantage in mechanical work, problem-solving, and content creation. His success proved that embracing your natural tendencies rather than fighting them could lead to extraordinary results. The ADHD wasn't holding him back. it was powering his unique approach to building a restoration empire. Matt's vision extends far beyond YouTube ad revenue and basic content creation. He's systematically building a mechanical restoration empire that combines multiple revenue streams into a sophisticated business operation. His shipping container workshop, massive equipment collection, and growing property portfolio suggest he's creating a diversified business that could generate wealth for decades beyond his YouTube fame. The empire strategy involves using his YouTube platform as the marketing arm of a much larger operation. Every restoration project becomes content, but it also demonstrates his capabilities to potential commercial clients who might need large-scale mechanical work. His documented expertise with heavy equipment positions him perfectly for consulting contracts, restoration services, and equipment sales that could dwarf his current YouTube earnings. Matt's business model is particularly smart because it's built on tangible assets and real skills rather than just internet fame. Even if YouTube disappeared tomorrow, he'd still own valuable equipment, profitable properties, and demonstrated expertise in mechanical restoration. He's building something that exists in the physical world, not just online, which provides security that most content creators lack. The future plans likely include expanding into equipment manufacturing, developing his property portfolio further, and potentially franchising his restoration approach to other markets. Matt has proven that authentic expertise combined with strategic content creation can build serious wealth. At 32, he's positioned to become not just a successful YouTuber, but a legitimate business mogul in the mechanical restoration industry. His empire is just beginning to take shape. The rumors Matt confirmed weren't about scandals or controversies. Instead, he acknowledged that his success went far beyond what anyone expected from a guy who started filming himself fixing old equipment in his spare time. He admitted that his privacy concerns were probably overblown, that his relationship with Eva was built on genuine shared interests rather than business calculations, and that his business instincts were sharper than he initially let on. Matt's confirmation revealed that the mysterious mechanic wasn't hiding dark secrets. He was quietly building an empire while everyone focused on his latest restoration project. His story proves that authentic passion combined with smart timing can create extraordinary opportunities that transform hobbies into serious wealth.